Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Crushing Land. I'm Jonathan from The Land Method, and I'm here to join you again to talk about a topic that is coming up more and more that people are asking about, and that is the current market, the market shift, what we're experiencing, what we're seeing, what it all means. And so we're going to talk about that with you guys for a few minutes here today. The bottom line is, yes, we are in a shifting market. And we know a lot of people just started getting involved in land in the last year or two or even five, and they've really only experienced a single market. And so a lot of what's taught out there and a lot of what people are doing out there is simply just getting a piece of property under contract. And because the market's been hotter, they're able to take that property. They're then able to put it out for sale and obviously sell it for cash and sell it for a quick profit, whatever that number may be. Some people are doubling their money. Some people are tripling their money. Some people are making a few $1,000s. It really doesn't matter. But basically, that's been the game that a lot of people have been playing as far as investing goes for the last few years. And don't get me wrong, we've done a lot of that ourselves because that's what the market dictated. And obviously, when there's a lot of money in the market, and that is something that you can do, that is obviously a viable strategy. It's not the only thing that we've done, but it is something that we have taken advantage of. We've also lived through a recession before and a slower market and what is a buyer's market, and that's what we're heading into right now, and a lot of areas already are. So what are some of the key components that we are seeing that are showing us that? Well, one is that properties are not selling as fast as they used to. You may be able to still sell a property very quickly, but you're probably not selling it at the same price if you are. So maybe a property that's worth $50,000 and a year or two ago, you were putting it out there right around $50,000. And when you did that, you were getting an offer very quickly on it. Now, if you put that property out for $50,000, it may be sitting for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months at that price. So you need to drop the price in order to get a buyer. The buyers just aren't. It's not that they're not out there, but they're just not as willing to depart with their cash as they were a short time ago. The other thing that we're seeing more and more and more that we lived through before and is coming back now is owner financing on properties. Buyers asking us to owner finance them. Now, we offer owner financing on most of our properties, but for a number of years, there's been very relatively few deals compared to before. People just had the cash, they just buy it. They were happy to do it, happy to move on, happy just to get the property because of that. Well, what we're seeing now is a lot more people wanting to take advantage of owner financing. Just this week, we sent out 4 contracts to buyers for owner financing, okay, and none on cash. So it's something that buyers are going to be requesting more and more. And that's not a negative thing. It's just something that goes with the buyer's market because not only are they looking to get a deal, but they're also looking to they're also looking to hold their money and be able to let it go out a little bit longer rather than just letting it all go at once. Now, I did get an offer on a piece of property yesterday that was a cash offer. And on that property, this is another thing that is kind of helping you see. I have the property listed at a certain price, and not that long ago, I would be getting at that price or very close to it on the offer. Well, the offer came in for substantially less than what I was asking. And we negotiated, went back and forth, and we're still negotiating it. And we may settle on something, but the point is that buyers are not, if they are buying it for cash, they're looking for a discount. They're not willing to purchase properties straight up for what you're asking, if you're asking right around market value. So what does that mean for us as the investor? Well, in reality, it's actually going to open more doors to you if you're a smart investor. There's a few different reasons for that. One, a lot of people are in this game right now, are in this game of land investing or just investing in general, and they only know one skill. There's tons of people out there that are teaching this that have only been doing this through this last few years, the COVID market, basically. And that's all they know. And that's what they're teaching. And because of that, what's going to happen, I've already seen it before with market cycles, is the investors are going to drop off because it takes a little bit more work now to be a successful investor. It isn't just a matter of getting a contract signed and putting it out there and selling it and making a few $1,000s and all of a sudden you're making great money for the amount of time that you have invested. Now it's going to take a little bit more time as far as getting the deal. The nice thing is when the market is softer like this, what's going to happen is it takes a little bit of time. I'm not saying it's happening right now. It's starting to. but it's going to happen over some time, is that sellers are going to become a little bit more aware of what's going on. They're going to become a little bit more realistic with things. And what they're going to do is then be willing to take less on their properties than they were right now or just a little short time ago. So there's going to be more deals had in the purchasing side for us. And in reality, when you're investing, when you're doing any business, they've always said that the money is made in the buying, right? And we've kind of gotten away from that for the last few years. People have focused on selling. Well, I can sell it for X, right? And so you can do whatever you want to get up to there to be able to sell it for that. And now it's back the way it should be, or it's getting that way where it should be, where the money is made in the buying. That's where investors are smart. That's where you can really make money. So you're getting the right deal in the buying, and then you're structuring it for sale a few different ways. You can still do cash, but obviously you're going to sell it for a cash discount. Now, you may have a property that's worth $50,000, and now you're only selling it for $30,000 cash, because if you sit on it for 50, it's going to take months and months and months and months to sell. So now you're selling it for 30, 35 cash. But you're getting a better deal. There's no way that you're paying $30,000 for a property like that anymore. Whereas just a year ago, you may be purchasing a $50,000 piece of property for a $50,000 piece of property for $30,000 cash. So there's going to be better deals made in the buying aspect. And then, as was said, you're going to be able to generate cash flow from a lot of things because you're able to sell properties with owner financing. And there's a lot of buyers out there that are willing to do that. And there's always been buyers willing to do that. But like I said, over the past few years, there's a lot of cash out there. And so people were like, no, I'll pay cash, I'll pay cash, I'll pay cash, I'll pay cash. And now they're kind of swinging the other way where they're saying, well, let's do owner financing. What are your terms? What are you willing to do? All that type of thing. So we just signed one today, $20,000 piece of property. The person gave us $5,000 down, sent out another contract, sending out another one right now that they're doing $2,000 down on a $9,000 piece of property. It's pretty small. Got another one that's $15,000. So these are all smaller properties. That person did $2,000 down. So, right in there, we're talking about $9,000 coming back to us, and then monthly payments on those. And then again, I talked about another deal with cash that I got an offer on. That currently their offer is $5,000 less than what we are asking, which is about it's $20,000 piece of property, so it's $5,000. It's 25% under asking price. So that's giving you kind of a good idea of where things are at right now, and that helps you to obviously buy properties in the right way. So the piece of advice that I'll give to anybody that's looking at land investing or that's already in it, and maybe you've only been in it for a short amount of time. So anybody that's been in this for the last, say, since 2016 on, is stick with it or get into it. Now is the time to really do this, because this is where you can make some money. And I, 24 months ago was saying we're heading into a perfect storm with land investing. Why was it the perfect storm? Well, like I said, there was still money out there and people were buying, but sellers were starting to realize that things are starting to shift. And so we were still being able to get deals, but we were still able to sell them at a good price. We're coming out of that now. Yes, you're going to be able to buy properties at an even better price here in the near future. And even now starting, but in the near future, in the next 6 months or so, you'll be able to buy things at an even better price. But it's going to be harder to sell them. You're not going to have that ability to sell them at top market anymore. So offering owner financing, you can command a better price. You can do a cash discount, whatever it may be. So again, just learn the different skill set that's involved with this. Like I said, there's so much information out there, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's all basically been catered to what has existed in the last few years. And I'm not saying it was a single strategy, but talking to different people, it was like 90% plus of everybody was buying a property. Hey, I got a $50,000 piece of property. I'm buying it for 30, 35, and I'm selling it for 50 relatively quickly, or 48, and they're making a quick change on that, making a quick dollar on that. Those days, those types of properties are very limited now, and the days left to do it is very limited now. But again, as we're seeing this market shift, it's going to open a whole bunch more opportunity, because there's going to be less people investing, because people are going to drop off because it's going to become a little bit more challenging. They don't have the right skill set. They didn't get the right education. They didn't get the right information because they were all trained during this period when only this basically single strategy existed. And there's also going to be more opportunity to get things at a better price than there is right now or has been. So if you want more information on that, you could check out our course, LandRichesBlueprint.com. We discuss these different market things, market conditions, and we've lived through them. We've worked through them. I can tell you, yes, we've had very good years the last few years, but the deals that we had 10 years ago were way better than they were 2 years ago. What we were buying for, what we were able to sell for, yes, we weren't able to sell for top dollar, but that spread between them, what we were able to get as a return on investment, what we were able to get for our owner financing deals, all of those things were better back when the market was slower than they are now. It opens a whole bunch of opportunity to us as investors. So if you want help with that, the link's in the comments. You can check it out. You can reach out to us. Our email's there as well. We're happy to guide you and direct you as people that have actually gone through this and really help you to take advantage of this market shift. People freak out when they hear market shift, and it's not a bad thing. The only place it's bad is in our own homes, right? Because the value of those is going down. Now, if you owned it for a number of years and things like that, as they start to go down a little bit, that actually hasn't happened yet in a lot of areas. But as it starts to happen, it's like you still got to look at it realistically in that you still have a lot of equity and it's still a good thing. And now if you do decide to sell, obviously you still have a lot more buying power. So even that, you could still spin it and not really spin it, but look at it from a positive lens. But when it comes to actually investing, the slower buyers markets are where it's at because the money is made in the buying. So it's something that you should take advantage of. If you're not already, something you want to look at. If you are already investing, and again, you've only been doing it for a couple of years, and maybe you got some education or some ideas from different people, or just did on your own through different things that you've kind of looked at a single method, because there's nothing wrong with that because that's what existed. But now you kind of want to broaden your horizons a little bit, and you want to look at what you can do next because there's going to be a lot of opportunities out there, but you got to make sure that you do it the right way. So again, a lot of opportunity. We look forward to it. We look forward to working with you guys and keep doing it ourselves here as this goes along. So again, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of Crushing Land, and we'll catch you next week, and continue to support us, continue to watch our videos, and for more tips here in the Land Method. Talk to you later.